Okay, we are now on lesson 20, Seasons of Church Planting. Ano-ano ba ang iba't ibang panahon sa ating pagtatanim ng iglesia? A while ago, we discussed the different phases and stages of church planting. Meron tayong phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. God to you, you to the team, team to the church, church to the world. This time, we will be discussing the different seasons o mga panahon sa pagtatanim ng iglesia. Ito yung mga practical seasons at panahon na nararanasan ng mga tagapagtanim ng simbahan. Okay? On your handouts, on page 58, you will find this lesson. Ang ating layunin sa lesson na ito, sa pag-aaral na ito, ay maging pamilyar ang bawat isa sa atin sa mga paulit-ulit na iba't ibang panahon ng pagtatanim ng iglesia. Notice the word reoccurring or recurring. It is a repeating, it may be a never-ending process as long as you are actively doing the ministry of church planting. Ang mga seasons and stages na ito ay paulit-ulit. This is like a cycle or a loops, recurring loops. At pangalawang layunin natin, ma-identify natin sa ating church planting kung nasaang panahon na tayo. At malaman natin ng mga bagay na kailangan nating isaayos sa mga sitwasyon na ito. Ang ating paglalapat o application sa lesson na ito, students can discuss and become aware of the warning for potentially difficult or challenging seasons and identify possible efforts to avoid, prevent, or conquer these challenges. There are so many challenges that comes within the seasons of church planting. Ang layunin natin na isa sa pag-aaral na ito at inaasahan nating maging resulta o para pag natutunan na natin ang mga panahon na ito ay makonquer natin ang mga challenges na ito at hindi ito maging hadlang sa ating pagpapatuloy sa paglilingkod sa Panginoon. We are expecting that all of us, all of you there, church planters, remain healthy and balanced life emotionally, physically, spiritually after passing through these recurring low roads of church planting ministry. Sa kabila ng mga challenges na ating mararanasan sa iba't ibang panahon ng pagkatanim ng iglesia, manatili tayong malusog sa aspetong pisikal, emosyonal, spiritual, at sa lahat ng aspeto ng ating pagkatao bilang mga lingkod ng Panginoon. Okay? Turn your manual again on page 58, and we can see there the different principles wherein we are going to base our study. It is basically based on balance principle. We are all aware of the balance principle, that is balancing your time with the ministry and with your family. Okay? And then the Barnabas principle, it talks about mentoring. Mentor is somebody who has experienced the same thing that you are experiencing today. They had a lot of experiences with church planting, and these people will bring you to the right result, to the right effect of what you are doing. Okay? Sa ating pagpasimula sa pagtalakay na ito, siguro alam nating lahat na ang ating gawain ng pagtatanim ng simbahan ay isang paglalakbay. Church planting is a journey. We set out a destination in mind and with the different territories. Sa original na ating pagpaplano, nag-iisip tayo, saan ba ako magtatanim ng simbahan? Saan ba ako pupunta? Alin bang lugar ang gusto kong puntahan? We set out destination in mind with different territories to transverse in order to arrive there. At pag nakita na natin kung saan tayo pupunta, kung alam na natin kung anong gusto nating puntahan, tayo ay naglalakbay. This is indeed a journey. We design and use different strategies to ease the journey. But the journey is not just moving forward. The journey is not just moving forward towards the destination. It is not simply arriving at its finish line, but much more of it, what we experience along the way. And we had learned from that experience. Ang paglalakbay ay hindi lang basta simpleng makatapos tayo o makarating sa dulo ng ating journey. Pero ang pinakamahalaga dito na ating makita ay yung mga experiences, yung mga karanasan natin at ano yung ating mga natutunan out of those experiences. The church planting journey takes us through different seasons of the journey. Sometimes it is hot and sunny, sometimes it is rainy and cold, sometimes it is like a running water, flows like on a stagnant process. The Bible is a stories of journey, both physical and spiritual. Kung ating pag-aaralan ang mga accounts sa Biblia, napakaraming paglalakbay na nangyari dito. From the start of the journey up to the end, they had so many learnings and experiences. We learned how Moses traveled from Egypt to the wilderness, and in the end, he failed to reach the promised land. We learned how Abraham traveled from places to places with his father Terah and his brother Nahor. We learned the journey of the life of Joseph. We learned so many Bible heroes and characters with their journey in life. We learned the spiritual journey of the heroes of faith throughout the history. Napakaraming tao throughout the history na naglakbay and passed through the different seasons, the different journeys in life. Their experiences, their challenges, defeats, and victory. Every day, we are experiencing our very own journeys in life. Certainly, our life is a never-ending journey, and we may be nomads at our own different situations. This lesson will give us lots of lessons in traversing different journeys in life, particularly in the church planting ministry. Church planting journey is both linear and cyclical. Linear is like a straightforward journey following a timeline. Cyclical journey involves recurring loops and cycles. It may not be a straightforward system due to the different cycles or loops. Stages are linear. It follows one another. The next stage can only happen after fulfilling the previous stage, like what we have discussed, the different phases of church planting. So that is called stages, linear. As we have learned, before we can start phase 2, you to the team, we have to finish the phase 1 or God to you. We have to, that's why we set different landmarks. Okay? Seasons, on the other hand, are cyclical. One event may be repeated or cycled. Let us consider for a while seasons of church planting. There are 2 seasons of church planting. It is the growth and discouragement. So very obvious, these are always 2 opposing systems. There are always 2 opposing systems. When there is a growth, there are discouragement along the way so that we can reach the expected growth. Each of these seasons have stages. The first 3 stages of the 2 seasons are the same. Yung panahon ng paglago at panahon ng pagkabigo ay mayroong iba't ibang stages sa kanya. There are 3 stages in the seasons of growth and also in the seasons of discouragement. Number 1 is what we called stage of vision. Ito yung yugto ng pangitain o pwedeng sabihin na yugto ng preparation o pangungusap ng Panginoon sa atin. Everything must begin with a vision. It is similar to phase 1, God to you, that we discussed in lessons 7 and 8. It is a stage when God begins to shape your heart and mind for His vision for your new church. What an excitement when you know that you were chosen to be a landfall of God's vision. No? Sa dinami-dami ng tao, sa iyo babagsak ang pangitain ng Panginoon at ikaw ay gagamitin niya sa pagpapatupad nito. You will be used by God to implement His purpose. And you will be developing within yourself, knowing that God's vision will fall in you. Hindi ka patutulugin dahilan sa vision na ito o sa pangitain na ibibigay ng Panginoon sa iyo. It will have an eternal impact for you, for the new church, and for the community. Anyone can start anything, but anything without a vision will result to nothing. Tandaan po natin, any one of you, any one of us can start anything. But this anything without a vision, without a guidance from God, will result to nothing. That is how important the stage of vision is. All of us should start our works, our ministry, with the vision. Lagi nating tinatandaan ang pinag-uusapan. That's why we discussed the boss principle. Everything emanates from the boss. Everything starts from a vision which is coming from God.